Hey y'all, it's Thursday. How are y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode of Ooh Ladies First Panel, your favorite panel on YouTube. You already know what to do. Email at Ooh Ladies First Panel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Ooh Ladies First. Follow us everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at Bonnie Blue, at Jamie, that's me, and myself at Necey Dixon. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
what's
Hello.
up? Hey y'all,
man? Come on. I feel
long
like I'm
time coming.
the only one with no makeup on. Damn.
I got my
So
makeup
I
on from
actually
work. Shit.
I went to brunch with my best friend
Oh, I
today.
love
So
it.
she's
Lunch
about to
during
be
the
a flight
weekday.
attendant, and we had to link up before she goes off to training next week. So I was like, let me look like somebody.
All
Step out the
right.
house.
Y'all look cute. Y'all look
Did
real
you
cute.
Thank
have
you.
mimosas? Thank you, Bondi.
No, but I went to this place called Toast on Lennox. Y'all I have to try when y'all come. Like it's really good. But I had like a margarita and I don't know what he put in it, y'all, but it was so strong. It was good though.
I love me a
Girl, you
strong
sound like
Well,
margarita.
me.
first of all, why don't nobody in Atlanta be working? Because there is no reason I'm going on a Thursday. And what time did we go? Like at noon. We went at noon. And girl, that lady said it was a 30-minute wait. 30 to
You know
45.
why?
She got
Stop.
us in 20, but it wasn't even a seat in the house. Like, girl, get up.
30
You
minute
know why?
wait?
Because
What?
everybody in Atlanta work for themselves, girl. Like
Clearly,
Entrepreneurs.
clearly. I said, ain't nobody got no office to go to be at right now. I mean, it was lunch hour too,
today's
but
Thursday,
I've been
early
there
weekend.
at
Early
like 11 and
weekend.
it's
Yeah.
back. See? See, it be like that all the time. But it's a good, I mean, that's a good thing for them. That's a good problem to have because the restaurant is, y'all gotta try. It's good.
Somebody said tax season. I am dead.
I was thinking the same thing.
You gotta add
Oh,
You
tax
that's
know
a good
what?
season.
point. That's a good
Anybody
point.
who a hustler down there probably is advertising all their tax preparation this season too. Because whenever you got multiple streams of income, it ain't as easy as like, oh, I want to sit down on TurboTax and do my taxes. It's like shit, let me pay somebody to do it.
You know, like
Listen,
I literally have to itemize. Like I printed it out and it's just been sitting here because I have to go through and itemize and I don't want to do it. I was like, I'm gonna have to sit down with a drink to do it. And it's just it's so
is there an app to maintain your receipts on?
I'm sure there is. Like
Yeah.
I have a business account and that was supposed to make it easier, but I was scared to turn my check over to that account because the I don't, YouTube, y'all know,
We know.
slight, and then all of a sudden your check didn't come this month just because you changed the account. So
Right.
I'm low key scared to do that. But I have a normal like CPA that I get with every year, and she does it, and it's amazing. I just have to itemize, and then I send her everything, and then she does it for me.
Yeah.
But the
Hmm.
itemizing still makes me quite nervous.
I'm about to have
Right?
somebody do my taxes for the first time. I used to do them myself, but this year I was like, I don't feel like it. I switched jobs and YouTube. No,
Yeah. I
girl.
had somebody do mine this year too. I switched my business account. I ain't had no issue, Bondi. I switched,
Okay.
from my personal to my business. So
Okay.
I think you'll be okay.
You
Like
think you'll be
I
okay?
haven't
Okay.
had no interruptions, no issues.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take the plunge, but I ain't gonna lie. After they took my channel and all of that, I was just like, I don't
I
want,
feel you.
I don't want
Damn,
I
that was
feel
that
you.
was
I feel
2022.
you.
2021.
Yeah,
That was 2021.
2021.
2021.
Oh,
2022 went by so fast, but most of the stuff that happened in 2021. The
Don't it seem like
hurricane,
the year ran together? Like it seemed like one long ass year. And I'd be like, wait, was that
yes.
2020? Are we in 2022? I'm like, no, we in 2023.
listen,
Everything's running together,
I'll be thinking
because
we in 2024.
speeding.
Thinking we like
See,
honestly,
got it.
it'd be
year is
hard for me to keep up with like what month we in. Like I don't
mhm.
even know
Hmm.
what month it is. It's just crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
February definitely got us messed up
Yeah.
because it was short by what, maybe 3 days? Was it 3 days?
Yes. It threw the period off and everything. I can't even stand it. Like,
Really at
like
3 years
well, because mine is normally like on the first.
old?
So, and my anniversary
Oh,
was on the fifth. And
Oh.
so I'm usually done by the time I get to the fifth of the month. But because there were less days in February, it
mm.
went into March. And it was just like,
Y'all
Yeah.
know That's so. I don't even know why we have a short month like that. It's super weird. On top of daylight savings, I'm like, can it just be the same time the whole time? Why do we have to go back or spring forward? Like, do we have
Weren't they
to?
trying to? They
Just
were
keep it
trying to
consistent.
pass
They were trying to
a
get rid of that.
law or something. Yeah, they was trying. I don't know if it's a law that does it, but they was trying to, get rid of it, like Bonnie said.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think it stalled.
Yeah, because
Probably sitting up
daylight
there with the
savings come
student
up
loan stuff. Just
March
then.
12th. Oh,
I feel like they're not
don't
getting
get me
nothing done up
started.
there. They ain't getting nothing
You
done.
know, Kamala
I'm
just.
with you. That's how I feel for real. Like, what is y'all doing?
Because they keep calling me and I keep declining the call.
Really, they're calling
Oh, yeah.
you? They haven't called me.
They call me every day, like two,
Really?
3 times a
Holy.
day. And it's crazy because I actually have like auto pay for one of them. So it's like, why are y'all calling me?
Oh no,
Mm.
man. I
Joe
ain't.
Biden told me I didn't have to worry about this. Why are you calling me?
Ooh.
Yeah. And I ignore him too, because I'm like, what you gonna do? I don't have it. What you gonna do?
That's crazy.
Low
You
key.
already
I mean,
getting
what are
like
you
they be
gonna do?
wanting more and more money. Y'all already getting like $200 every month. Like, can y'all leave me alone?
It's giving harassment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like if y'all see how many times Navient called my damn phone, I just be like, I don't know why you keep calling.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
They harass my ass, and I'm just like, I am one of the
I
most
believe
paid
it.
up people. Like I pay this shit. So like, why are y'all calling me?
Right. Maybe they calling to give you a relief. Like, hey, if you want,
They be
you
emailing
can
me all
lower
day
it.
too. They email you and be like, you can handle this. And it's like, y'all just want me to
Oh,
pay
get the fuck.
$50 to put this shit on pause. And I'm not doing that. This shit on pause because I'm not paying it.
I feel
You
like
gotta pay to pause?
Yes. To get it
is
current.
it the interest? Interest
I
is that
can't.
what you it sounds like they
No, if I,
gaslight
I
you.
haven't done that in a long time, but back in the day, they used to call you and be like, oh, you just paid to make it current and then we can stall it. But we can't stall it if you owe a certain, you know what I'm saying? If you owe on it. So you have to pay to make it current and then we can,
Oh, got you.
that
If
type
it's
of,
like
and there's like a minimum. So I think $50 was like the minimum or whatever.
that is the dumbest rule in America, and I hate that they let people get away with that shit. If you see somebody late, why you adding a $75 or $50 late fee on top of? They already ain't got the 200 or 300 you asking for. Why you adding that? If
It's
you, I mean,
You're
giving
not
maybe
going to
maybe
get
mobster.
none of
$5, but
it.
It's like, are we
mm,
borrowing money from an institution? Or are we borrowing money from the mob? Where they adding the additional interest? Like that's the way it feel, though.
this
Yes.
you do
Yes. And it's like I'm
a
about to go.
hidden
I'm
mob in
also
the
ignoring them because
banks.
I'm about to go back to school. And when I go back to school, y'all really have to
Oh
stop
yeah,
aggravating.
Oh, y'all really
that's
gonna be on
smart.
pause, and y'all really not getting that coin
So
ever.
just school back. Okay.
Y'all, I tried something new on Sunday. So I met up with a friend
Mhm.
um for brunch. And I had the cucumber honey mimosas. I don't remember if y'all went to Smithy's when you was here, Bondi. You and your mama. Did y'all go to Smithy's?
No, that was one of the suggestions though. But we
Okay.
didn't.
That's one of my favorite like go-to chill brunch spots. Smithy's on Henderson.
Okay, okay.
Um shit, I don't know if I should have said that because damn, I shouldn't have gave it away.
Everybody gonna be
Anyway.
gone.
They got a cucumber honey mimosa and it's fire. But I wanted something a little stronger. And I saw like all I've been seeing everybody talk about is these espresso martinis. So I got an espresso martini for the first time.
Mhm.
Did you like it?
Was
I
it?
did.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
love them.
did like it a lot. It
Oh
tasted,
snap.
couldn't taste the alcohol, but I usually like to taste alcohol in my drinks, but for that one, it would be kind of weird. But that one still had like, it wasn't overly sweet. So I think
Okay.
that's what it is for me. I like my drinks to be a little stiff with flavor and not sweet. And it was fire. It was good. It was real good.
I've been
Right.
seeing those. I always wonder like, are they good? They kind of like, what
Yeah,
is it giving?
I've had
It's worth
them
a
once
try
or
then.
twice because me and my homegirl are known for drinking coffee at the end of a expensive dinner, girl. So I was just like, you know what? Let me try the espresso martini, and it was really good. I was surprised, but I don't know why because I
I'm gonna be
love
on the
coffee
hunt.
flavored shit. Like my
Mm,
favorite ice cream growing up was Jamocha almond fudge.
Oh, wow.
mm.
Ice cream?
Yes, you could blame my grandmother.
Dang.
My
You
grandmother
said
used to
growing up. That's why I'm
yes.
shocked. Like,
That's
what?
and I said growing up because the very first ice cream I can remember going to Baskin and Robbins by our house to get all the time Jamocha almond fudge.
Y'all don't
Okay.
have Brahms, do y'all?
What brand?
This was what you call them?
Bluebell?
No, not Bluebell. Baskin and Robbins.
Oh, Baskin. Okay.
Yeah, Baskin and Robbins.
Y'all don't
Because
have
we had
Brahms,
one,
right?
huh?
What's
I said
that?
y'all don't have Brahms, right?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so.
That's like the ice cream place to go to.
Mm.
I feel like I seen maybe 2 Baskin Robbins, but it's like if you want ice cream, you go get Brahms here.
They don't have as many as they used to anymore. But when I was younger, there was one like right outside of my neighborhood. So on the way home, my mom be like, "All right, we're gonna go to Baskin and Robbins." And, so it's a whole
Mm,
Yeah.
and Blockbuster. I go to Baskin and Robbins, and I
I
go to
know
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Well, all right, y'all. We have a show ahead of us today. We're gonna get into Potomac, which feels like a lot because they've been doing a fool. Katie Ross been doing a fool
Right?
on Twitter. Oh my gosh, Chris Beck. But first, let's get into Ready to Love. Well, let me do our intro. Let me not forget. Let's get into TV talk. All right. So, y'all, this week for Ready to Love, this is usually my favorite episode of the series, is whenever you have to introduce, the people who you like into your exes, right? So the
Mhm.
ladies had to introduce the men to their exes this week. And we saw something that we ain't never seen before the 4 seasons the show been on. So Jeffrey, who is the one where her face makeup usually don't match her neck. And sweet girl, I'm just saying. I have a picture of her, so I know y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyway,
She's like
Jeffrey,
this.
I was waiting on you to do it, Bonnie. And she dressed like did y'all used to play the Nintendo Wii where when you would make your Wii character,
Yeah.
you get the matching shoes that look like Adidas with the matching leggings and the collar. Yes, she wore
Girl, I remember
again
that.
a collared shirt and high-waisted leggings. Like, we get it, Jeffrey. You got an ass on you. We can see that through jeans.
Mm.
But anyway, she wore the yellow leggings and the yellow top, and she did something we ain't never seen before. She did not bring any of her exes on to the show to meet anyone. And the reason for that, she says, is because the first ex she was with for 12 years, who's the father of her 3 kids, I think, or either 2 kids, and he's not in their life anymore. They ain't heard from him for like, 6 years or something like that. So he
Mhm.
wasn't good to bring on the show. And then another dude she said she was with 3 years ago, who's the father of her youngest, where she said she gifted him a child. And he's not in their life anymore either. So for that reason, she said she ain't dated nobody who she feels like she should bring on the show because they're all just surface level. And I just want to know, like, I was watching, y'all, I be catching myself like in this moral battle of like, damn, should you think that or should you say that? But I really have to like allow myself to think what I think because I really feel like we're being conditioned by social media. But anyway,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go on a tangent. Anyway,
Go.
part of me was wondering, why is it that you have 2 long-term relationships? You've been with both men for a long time. The first one for 12 years, the second one for 3 years. And neither one of them are present in their children's lives. That's weird to me. Like, I feel like if you was to date a dude off the street, maybe y'all dated for 6 months or even a year, and you didn't know him that well, and then he decided he didn't want to be a father, like, maybe. But 2 back to back, like, that's either you got really bad judgment in men, or either it's giving to me that she's the type of person to be like, if you don't want me no more, then you giving up on our family. And if you don't want me, you don't want your kids. So
Mm.
I don't know this lady life, but I feel like it's multiple possibilities because it's just hard for me to wrap my mind around you being with men for a long time. They're good enough for you to be with them for a long time, have their children, and then they dip out on your ass. So I just wanted to know, what did y'all think about her not bringing exes on the show? And if y'all thought anything additional about the exes in general.
I was thinking that as you were talking about it, the first thought is I don't blame her for not bringing the ex if you feel like any of the exes, if you feel like they trash or whatever like that, and it's not going to really serve you a benefit. Because you can have some exes, it's probably going to make you look bad to somebody else, right? So I'm like, okay, if it was a sour relationship, don't invite them. But the way you put that out there, I Jeffrey might have some stuff going on, which is what I was thinking about her in the beginning. So I don't know. Jeffrey probably, I don't know. That I think you made some good points. What's really, because it's like it's two of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I have one child. I'm not finna do that. I'm just not finna, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I feel like it depends as well. Cause like you said, it's a lot of possibilities. It's a lot of situations that could have happened. Cause I'm like, okay, did you ever marry this person? And then y'all were together for 10 years and then they left. What's the deets? Cause that could be possible, but I don't know. It's just,
I'm gonna tell you, I think she full of shit. I think she fake, first of all. I think whenever a grown
so that,
woman wants marriage that bad, but at the same time, you didn't require marriage before you gifted a man a baby, that
that's the
sounds
key.
crazy to me.
Gifted.
And she does want it
Gifted. How you
bad.
give something to somebody that don't even want it? Like, I mean, it's,
Hello.
oh, gee, I hate to say that, Lord, but he doesn't even, like, he's not even around for the baby. Like, I'm confused. So why would you even say you gifted him something?
It's giving delusional. You know what it makes me feel like? It makes me feel like he probably told her he wanted to have the baby with her. And I think okay, so like I think this be out here like telling women that they want to have kids with them when they're having sex with them so that they can
Hmm.
True.
do raw. And then also
Mm-hmm.
Whose is this?
right.
It's yours.
Indeed. Indeed. But ultimately I feel like she played that dumb damsel in distress game. She do that too much. And I
Mm-hmm.
think men who are so enamored with women who raise their voice a octave higher and just do all of this really like over femininity in order to like get the man to see her as just like this, wounded baby bird. Like I think it gives delusional, it gives fake, and I think it gives you're not being real with them. And when they find out who you are, and then when you find out who they are, y'all find out that both of y'all are crazy. And then men do what they do, which is run from responsibility, and you do what you do, which is hold the kids over his head.
Mm.
So yeah, it feels, I know personalities similar. So I just kind of feel like she needs therapy.
Yeah,
She do.
I think so.
She do. I can see
But
that.
I guess we ain't ever gonna find out. So she didn't bring the exes on the show.
Right. Succubus. It's definitely given, succubus.
But both of
And
the
she's,
men, what was you gonna say, Tammy?
I was gonna ask, is she still on the show?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least three dudes. Okay. Every time she go on
What?
a date with one, she's more in love with that one. And until she goes on a date with another one. And then it's like, oh my God, when are we gonna get married? And then it's just like, you
Yeah.
don't know these. You don't
That's
know these.
Yeah,
exactly
she's
what
a
it is.
character.
Yes.
She
Specific
is.
that.
But you want to know who the real character is Morgan. The I love Jesus with a fat ass cast type. And
Ooh,
it's
not I
no
love Jesus with a
shade.
fat ass.
I mean, literally, she is the cast type for that. Like, I mean, I ain't got nothing against her, but that's who Liz was supposed to be when they came to Houston or wherever they was at. Liz was the I love Jesus and I got a fat ass. And, it was another
Mm.
girl the last season who was like, I'm a woman of God. And it's like, I'm sexy and I know you see this ass, you see this invisible waist, but I'm going to act like I ain't going to give it to you. That's what Morgan is on the show.
I'm gonna say, you know what?
Oh.
It's so funny that you say that because I keep saying that a part of the reason why people are male identified or male centered in their thinking
Mhm.
is because they view God as a man. And so of
Mm.
course you're going to apply those same attitudes to the man that you do to God if you view God as a man. So like women treat a man or think they should treat a man the way they look at their relationship with God, basically.
Mhm.
And I think that men recognize that when women feel that way, they're willing to do whatever they can do to get you or to secure the husband or make you feel, like they're the perfect woman for you. And I think men recognize that. So when women say that shit about the Jesus part, it means I will give you whatever you want. I will suckle at your maleness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll kneel down and, let you, push your penis on my throat and, love it while you're doing it. Like, because I worship at the altar of big dictum. You know what I'm saying? And we all have our moments with that. But some of them go to the extreme with it. And that's what I feel like the men are recognizing in like, that's what I think that's about. It's not really about y'all being, oh, I love the Lord. No, that's not what that's about. That's about letting the man know that I'll back that ass up for you because I do whatever you want me to do because, I follow the Lord and he is my savior. So he tells me to lead you. I mean, for you to lead me, that you lead me. So lead me. And that's what it is. That's what it is. The church girls
That's what a
let
lot
you
of
do
them
whatever.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
for
think, yeah, a lot of them do that. I can see where you're coming from with that. I mean, season after season, we see them have the same conversations. We see them come on. I mean, that's who Camille was trying to be when she was at Cornelius. That's who she was trying to be. Like, every season, they cast the same people. That's why this season, I was like, ah. But anyway, Morgan, what we know is that some of that is a bit of a front because she got a little bit of crazy in her. Her ex comes on the show to let us know that she put Nair in his shampoo and his hair started falling out because she was mad about him lying to her. And the funny part is she said that it was
This was Morgan?
Yes, Morgan.
With a straight face. Mm-hmm. With a straight face.
I can't even believe like she allowed. Why would you choose him to meet them so he could share that information? And then on top of that, we find out that he wasn't even like her man. It was just a situationship. So literally, she fits these stereotypical Christian fat ass girls on these shows because they always turn to Jesus and turn to celibacy after they go through these situationships, trying to be the fun girl, trying to do this. They always do. But girl, you really share that information with your tops that you crazy.
You know why crazy. Though? I low key, like, this is where it fucked her up because she told them she had never been in love before. If she had not told Tony that she had never been in love before, that type of shit would have turned him on because Tony likes crazy bitches. I don't know if y'all have known, but Tony's interactions he like all of that crazy ass energy that she got. But he didn't like the fact that she lied about whether she was in love or not. Because to him, that means you loved him in order for you to do that amount of crazy shit with him.
She did.
You told us that you wasn't in love with nobody. So now that has him questioning, well, can I trust how you say, you feel about me if you said you never loved any of these men, but obviously you did. So that's what she fucked herself up with that one. But that Nair shit, that's petty. That nigga hair grew back. Everybody gonna be okay. But Tony, to me, likes when he hears about that crazy shit. I think he enjoys that type of intensity in the relationships. But you gotta keep it keep it real with him though. You can't be lying like he be lying.
It was bothering me how in front of the dudes, in front of her top, so it was Tony and Mark Anthony. That was the other one. Was it Tony and Mark Anthony who was her two tops?
For Morgan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. So it bothered me how in front of her two tops, she's sitting there trying to rehash the previous relationship with her ex, trying to figure out like, what would you do differently? So Junior, who is her ex, ends up asking Tony and Mark Anthony, what would you do differently from what I did in order to keep her? She turns around and asks him, well, what would you do differently? Like, he's supposed to be an ex, but you're talking to him like he's on the roster with these other two, which lets me know you're still not over this man. I'm like, oh, it's Lyndon. Thank y'all.
Yes,
Lyndon.
you're right. Which
it
is
was
another
Lyndon
weird
and Tony.
thing. I don't think they match at all. And that's why I feel like she crazy too, because Lyndon is laid back. Why would y'all think y'all gonna be a match?
Is that the one they call Blue, or is Blue somebody else?
No, Blue is somebody else. Lyndon is the one that got into it with old girl because he had a roommate and she said she wanted a man who lived on his own.
Oh,
yeah. She just choosing him because he's easy. I'm surprised he's still there, honestly.
Me too.
Yeah, he is so not that guy.
Yeah, he hasn't connected with anybody for real, but he cool. He seemed like a cool dude. You know, you can have a
I
good
hate his
conversation.
beard so much.
Oh my god.
So lastly, we meet Cynthia's baby daddy. And Cynthia is the one, she reminds me so much of, I've been through things. I've been hurt inside. You understand what I've been through? Only because
I feel like
when
we
we
met a person like that in the previous season.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, the one who was talking about the one that was mad at that girl for saying something about her, the flower child. The flower child girl.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's that cast type. Like it is. But
Yes,
that
I forgot
flower
her
girl from
name.
the
Yeah.
last season was more like she was more like birdsy, like Bonnie was saying, like
Yeah.
resting in her femininity.
Yes.
Cynthia
Mhm.
isn't as forward with her femininity, but
Yeah.
you could tell she got a lot of hurt because as soon as you say boo, she like, I want to be feminine. I will. I'll do this for my man. I will be submissive as long as a man does this. So she wants to be like that, but it's not front facing. So I was interested to see who her baby daddy was just based off of her being like that.
Mhm.
And low key, her baby daddy is, exactly what I thought he was gonna be like. He's one of them clown ass alpha male type men.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why she's attracted to the men that she's attracted to on the show. So her baby daddy meets Andre, the shag with the little twist, and
Mhm.
Anthony, the one who has the daughter already. And he was so disrespectful. And that's also something we ain't never seen on the show before is
Mm.
somebody actually bring their baby mama / baby daddy on as an ex. Because to me, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that should be the clear option of the ex that I would want to meet is the one who you got the kid with. So this
Mm-hmm.
is the first time
Right.
we seen that happen. But he was super disrespectful. Andre, he kind of had a point on Andre though, because Andre just kept saying, I've been in Forbes. I've been in Forbes magazine. Now I'm ready to settle down. And Cynthia's baby daddy's like, you're 39, you never had kids. Why? And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, well, shit, you, however old, had multiple kids with this woman, and I don't think you ever married her. So why are you making it seem like,
Something wrong with
by
him.
kids, you have to have 39 if this man has never been married before? Like,
Mhm.
it was clown energy.
I'm gonna tell you what I feel like it was. I think that it wasn't even really about what he was asking. It was about applying pressure. I think, oh boy, James, I think is Cynthia's ex. I think he still want her. I think he is emotionally and mentally abusive. When I say that, because of the way he had arguments with the men, the way he kept like moving the goalposts, you could tell that she probably got
Mm.
tired like a motherfucker in arguments and conversations with him. The way he argues, it feels exhausting. So I feel like he was doing that to show that this is weak. They not see they big.
Mm.
And Andre, honestly,
He was.
Andre is one of those men that pretends to be charismatic but is really insecure. And we saw how insecure he was when he was asking her, do she like, ugly, dark-skinned men? Like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of shit is that? So
Mm.
you could tell, and then plus the ponytail, like you gotta have some of that because you want to, feel like you got the nice hair texture. So you part it down the middle and put the little ponytail on top
Ooh.
and pull over
Bonnie,
that
why
style.
are you reading
Shit.
his life? I need you to stop.
I
This
have
is
to say it.
you giving me a Candace to
Ooh.
Ashley moment where I'm like,
I'm sorry, but it's true. Like he is like the suits and saying Forbes a million times because you're not really secure in who you are as a man.
He's
So when a
not.
stronger personality came into the room, you bitched up and you ran. And that's exactly what dude was trying to do. Now Anthony handled his shit way better. Anthony still was bothered. But Anthony was like, get my phone number from her because we gonna talk because I ain't going nowhere. Took the shot and deuced out and her pants got
drop
wet.
mic.
Okay, he did what he was supposed to
Mm.
do, but that also showed me that Anthony is a real player. He is a
You
real
think
player.
so?
Oh yeah, dancing, switching up the. I mean, did you see how many women he went on sit
He
downs
was
with
on
the
almost
exes?
every single
He
one.
did all of them.
Ooh,
It felt like a
yeah.
chameleon, and I noticed how he's one of those men, like a real good old school player where they capitalize on their gifts and that's how they get women, but they really don't form really deep connections, but they do enough to impress the woman, the dancing
Yeah.
and all of those, you know, the conversation. He's a, you know, like I said, he's a chameleon, but ultimately, like just a player, but he's a really good one because he knew
Yeah,
what
he
to
would have
say
played
in the
my ass.
moment. Yeah.
I
So
was like, I was like,
yeah.
I was asleep. I didn't know he had.
Get my phone number from her. I was like, not get my phone number from her. God.
Yeah.
Somebody say
But yeah, I don't know. I think it was a good episode of Ready to Love. It just this season ain't.
Yeah,
it's getting
that's what it's
stale.
giving. That right there.
It's getting stale. You know why? I think because they're overproducing it. I think a lot of the shows on are being overproduced in a way,
Yeah.
or they try so hard, like they try so hard to stick to stereotypes.
Yes. The cast type. They need to do
Yes.
new casting.
Yes, new casting. Honestly, I feel like y'all need new production over there because whoever is producing the show, I feel like we don't see enough. The little we do see doesn't always make sense. And when we get to the end, we know that none of these people really wanted to fuck with each other. Like, it's just let's make it to the end. So, and you know, we see some of these relationships that last, but honestly, I feel like those are the people that feel like I like this person enough to continue to be with them so I can make money. I wasn't doing shit else.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, y'all, I know we said we weren't gonna talk about this, but I don't want to talk about the episode. I don't.
Okay.
What I want to have a real conversation with y'all about is what the fuck is going on with Love and Marriage DC this season. That's what I want to talk to y'all about. Like, honestly, like high level, how are y'all feeling about the season? Because for me, it's difficult for me to actually watch this. I feel like it's too many people that we're being, you know, introduced to. I feel like they're doing a lot to try to make up for the fact that Monique wasn't there. But it's also a little bit surprising because, well, I guess Monique did give last season. Let me not even lie. Monique gave last season. But this season, it's like nothing. I am so unimpressed, and it's very much giving end of the road. So what do y'all think about the show?
I thought the season was not bad. I mean, I thought it was cool. I like the new people on the show. I do think that Joy comes off like she don't want to be there. Something about Joy's energy is just off. I do see what y'all were saying about Sharella kind of trying to like fight for a position like being number one. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It ain't like one of those things where it's like, oh, I gotta watch this. I gotta let me cut this on. It's like I'm gonna get to it. But I mean, I don't
I
have no
agree.
issue with it.
I'm actually annoyed by it. And every time I see Carlos do a dramatic podcast episode about somebody else's show, I get annoyed with him because I'm like, but what's going on with your shows though? Because I know Love and Marriage Huntsville is gonna take care of itself because Mel and Martell are fighting for custody right now. So that's gonna take care of itself. But but Love and Marriage DC, it's like for Arena to sit there for Joy, you don't even fucking know Winter talking about I don't know why she's here. Ma'am, we don't know why you're here except for the fact that they like to cross promote these shows.
You don't even go here. You a
Like you don't
transfer.
even go
Oh
here
shit.
talking about why she here. If there was no Winter, I
Oh,
don't think they would have got a second season. So that was annoying to me for everybody to be sitting there talking about why is Winter here? Because she's the only one that gave.
Yep.
That's why. And now I feel like with Ashley trying to bring everybody together, I think I called it last season. Ashley wanted to be Queen B. In order for you to be Queen
for
B,
sure.
you have to be an epicenter. You can't be the mean girl that that kind of shuns, because like what are we gonna do? Like are we gonna talk with you in all of your minions? Like no disrespect, but Alicia and Arena are minions. Sherelle is the only person that might push back just based on her strong personality. But outside of that, like it's given Ashley and her two boring friends, like
Yeah.
without Winter and Sherelle.
And
Really,
then Sherelle, yeah,
Sherelle is
for
adding
sure.
something, even
I
though it's
think
annoying.
I think you explained it for me perfectly because the two times where I was like, nah, I can't fool with this show no more like that was the first time whenever we seen them at the like workout, Sherelle's workout event, and they were literally having conversations about why is Winter here. And I was like, well, why the fuck do you think she here? Like, it was just very much given, like, I know y'all don't think that y'all have made it to Housewives level to where y'all can start icing people out of a TV show that people halfway don't care about. Like, we gotta care
Facts.
about the show for y'all to ice people out because, quite as kept, you might not get a renewal. Nobody might not get a renewal, And y'all on here constantly every episode, like, and it feels like y'all are actively trying to ice her out. Like Ashley, best friend, like, oh, I don't know why Winter's here either. Like, girl, who are you?
Like,
Like,
why are you there?
Judge Faith.
Like,
who
Listen,
are
Judge Faith,
you?
please. Like, I keep
Yeah.
calling her Judge
stop.
Faith because that's all I see when I look at her. Girl, you Judge Faith. Don't nobody know you. Okay.
Right. Necey, you said something about a show people halfway care about. And I'm like, yo, that
Yeah.
is so true. Cause they be over there trying to start social media beef that don't land. People don't really
No.
care. I saw Jamie did an interview, I believe with DJ Richie Sky or somebody. And I guess he wanted to address whatever the people were saying. I said, "Oh, people saying stuff. What are they saying?" Like, I was,
No, but the funny thing
I
is
was so
this.
lost. Like,
They
what are we
have to
doing?
search for people to say stuff about them.
They
Like,
do,
you're not a
yeah.
trending topic for you to see whenever people say stuff about you. You are literally searching through hashtags and stuff like that online. So I'm kind of just like,
Just so they can get mad. Just so they can
just
get
so
mad.
it
You
feel
thirsty
important.
for fans. And then mad when the fans don't always say what you want them to say. Now they too involved and y'all don't. Honestly, people were talking about that, like how mean they are, how rude they are to the fans of the
Mm.
show. And that's a turn off to people who kind of sort of don't give a fuck. Like, y'all got to remember, people may know who y'all are in the DMV, but outside of that, nobody knows y'all like that. And nobody cares. And y'all main pull is gone. And now the other main pull, y'all acting like y'all don't know why she there.
Right.
Keep the show going, honey.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, a lot of tweets only pick up if that is when y'all interacting with Winter. So I don't even know how y'all don't know that she's slick in charge of the girls.
I
Yeah.
Ashley.
mean, the screen, when you put the picture up, the blind shortcut in the middle gives it to me. Like to me, that tells the story right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that should let y'all know something.
Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not feeling it. But I just had to get that off my chest. I ain't been feeling Love Marriage DC at all. So I was like, yeah, let me talk about what we
Dang.
don't care about.
I wonder what the views are. Uh-oh. Are you good? It's always their pause and then they bust out laughing.
Right. It's like, am I okay? Shit. You know how you fall and you gotta collect yourself before you get back up.
Right.
Virtually fell. Ooh,
Okay, listen, are you okay?
Hilarious.
I'm good. Okay. So y'all, now with that being said, I think that we should move into Real Housewives of Potomac. I know everybody's ready to talk about that conversation, so go ahead, do us a favor and like the video. All right. Ooh, I had to get my life together in between that. All right, cool. So y'all know what we haven't talked since part 2 or 3 of Real Housewives of Potomac. And before we get started, I wanted to get y'all's opinion on part 2, if you had it rated on a scale of 1 to 10, and part 3 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Mm, I think both could likely get a 7. I feel like the first episode was more of a 10 to me because I wasn't expecting a whole lot, so they came out the gate swinging. I thought that was good, so everything else was given like a 7. But I really feel like because of the whole colorism conversation, that's where we leaning on the lower score. But the way Candace was eating up the girls gives it a little bit of high, so I have to give them a 7.
For me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to give it a 6. I'm gonna have to give it a 6 because the last part was so anticlimactic. Because they really dragged out that situation with Robin and it was so dissatisfying and annoying. I'm gonna give it a 6. The first two parts were good and all of that. But we didn't get a lot of, I just feel like we didn't get a lot of resolve with the colorism conversation. And then the way they tried to flip that shit on Candace at the end. And then we move over to Robin and her still not being honest. And yeah, I just kind of feel like I'm gonna give it a 6. All the way across the board, like as a whole.
In general, got you.
Yeah, in general. I'm sorry. I didn't do, for each one. But I'll say the first
Got
one
you.
was the highest rated one. I'll give that one an 8. I'll give it a clean 8. I'll give the second one, I'll give it the 6, and then I'll give the last one a 6. So yeah.
I'm a land right in the middle of y'all and give it a 6.5. Well, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go and give it a 7 because when you was in school and you had a scale of 0 to 100, 70 was passing. So I'm gonna give y'all 70%, so a 7 out of 10. Just because I feel like they barely made it. Okay, barely made it. They skated by with whatever footage they had to, make it entertaining. But I felt like it wasn't giving very much either. I felt like it could have gave a lot more. I will say I had Candace fucked up on my part 2 reunion because I lit her ass up for not holding it accountable, and then here she go on part 3 talking about your white looking ass. So I guess she proved me right. But okay, it's a couple things that I want us to talk about from both parts of the reunions. The first thing that I want to talk about is Jacqueline versus Mia. And do y'all care? This is important to know whether or not y'all care because people are saying that Robin allegedly has been demoted and Jacqueline is promoted.
I don't know if I believe that.
I don't believe it.
Mm-mm.
Not at all. And I feel like it was too soon because oftentimes we hear about people who got their contracts after the reunion has completely filmed. And that rumor was out before this reunion even finishes. So I'm like, I don't see that. And Jacqueline, I don't know. I feel like she did enough to return in the friend role, but not enough to return in the elevated role to a housewife. Like,
I agree.
But
no.
I don't feel like she should return as a friend because I don't think Mia should return. I want Mia gone.
I'm with you. I'm starting to feel gooped.
I want her
feeling
gone.
gooped like a
For
Damn,
real.
you said that. I forgot you did say that in the DMs. You said they're hard as fuck.
I'm sorry. I want her out of here. Because you know why? Because you can't trust anything that she says. And
nothing.
you can't trust nothing she says. And then she just, goes by the seat of her pants depending on that moment. Like in one moment, she'll be on one person's side. And in the next moment, she's saying what she thinks everybody wants to hear. And then she's lying. So for me, I feel, and then you don't have any real story. There's nothing going on in your life. So you mean to tell me when did Gordon have prostate cancer and we didn't hear anything about it the whole season, but we heard about you and your rash? Girl, it's given you lying about your life because you presented yourself like you and Gordon was out here popping pussy with everybody, but obviously it ain't working, so you ain't doing it. So you was pump faking the whole time about what was going on with you and Jacqueline, and I called that shit. So for me, I feel like she's not giving anything real. She needs
nothing.
Bye. 2 seasons is enough. See ya.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want her as out of
you said see
here.
See ya.
See ya. Wanna be ya. She can go. Yeah, I'm definitely tired of her. I feel gooped about her whole situation with her friend. It's giving both of y'all giving unhinged. Both of y'all like everything is unstable. Jacqueline up here making posts about Mia, then wanting to come back, making a tearful, not really an apology, but wanting to mend fences. Mia out here dragging Peter into some mess. First of all, lying on Wendy, dragging Peter in some mess, comes back, apologize to Peter and your best friend, then turn around and release text messages and then go over there to schoolboy and say, I need you to retract this or that. Like, are you okay, ma'am? You have too much
Yes.
time. And I guess you do now that you've been released from your position. Like, girl, go find you some business outside of housewife. Cause I'm with y'all. I'm tired. I really want Mia gone.
You
I've tried
know,
to like her, but I can't. I can't do
I didn't really, it's weird for me to say this. I can't stand Mia, but I don't want her gone. I don't want her gone. I don't know. She
Make it make
provides a
sense.
it.
little,
Why?
Make it make sense. I need for it to make sense right
Cause
now.
I'm like, why?
only because Mia can so easily be made to look like a clown. And I get a thrill, just based off of the chaos that she brings and then her looking dumb. So I don't know. I just think it's entertaining to have her come on and talk out the side of her neck. And then boom, it's like, girl, you look like a clown, but what you gonna say next? Hey, I like the chaos. I do.
Give me Katie. Just give me Katie. You can have Mia
Oh, Katie is the best
and let
chaos.
me get Katie back. Like, let that woman get that position. She needs it.
Well,
Katie don't even got no savings right now. Well, I don't know what that lady got. But I would I would think, how Mia says she living off her savings and whatever money she making from Potomac. I feel like I don't
yeah.
even know if Katie got all of that. Katie deserves all of that.
She do. We forgot. Katie come from money.
Oh, that's right. Huh? Yeah, she do.
Yeah, Katie
I
got money.
remember
Yeah, but
now.
she
She
working a
do.
regular
She do
job
come
now.
from bread.
She probably work a regular job because she crazy, not because she need it.
Yeah, her family probably was like, you abuse X, Y, and Z. We're not gonna give you no more.
Yeah. It's probably more
Hmm.
on that than, she gonna be out here destitute if she don't get a job down to the Walmart.
And needing it to show proof that she, can maintain one to get her kids back.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oh. Were y'all shocked at all about well, I know you weren't Bondi, about Jacqueline saying that it was all a plot to say that Gordon gave her the down payment for her Porsche?
Mm-mm. Not surprised by it at all. That's why I feel like the overall back and forth of the breakdown of their friendship is giving plot.
Mm-hmm.
All of it.
And now it's like a little bit of truth coming out here and there. It's messy.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder, like, are you doing this to secure your friend a spot on the show for the next season or something? Like, what is that about?
Oh, so you think it could still be fake, like the beef now is
Yeah.
fake?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. I feel like,
Oh,
yeah. It's
hmm.
giving flip and flopper. But yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. I think that Jacqueline was truly following the lead of Mia because Mia was already on the show and probably legit told her follow my lead. But when she started to step out of bounds of what Mia wanted, then things got a little crazy. But again, the same thought is, or did they plan this? Was that all a
I
scheme
think
that
they
they set
planned
up?
it.
Hmm.
I'm glad that you said that because I even started to think all of that shit with the YouTube sister, like all of it felt like a plan. Now that I'm thinking about it,
You say YouTube
like
sister?
yeah, Jacqueline's sister that do YouTube.
Oh
Remember,
yeah,
she was
yeah,
the
Oh,
one
yeah.
that got up there
I
and
think it's
started telling us.
Tati.
Oh, yeah, something like that. But yeah, I'm starting to feel like, so did everybody decide they were going to, be a part of the plot to get both of them, to get Jacqueline on the show as well? Like it all feels like a plot because I feel
Mm.
like when we wasn't really worrying about them, then here she come on YouTube giving us tea from behind the scenes that we didn't really care about. And I'm sorry, like, not to shade another YouTuber, but it does kind of seem like you might have been a part of the plot as well to kind of, add more drama to a situation that was really given stale from the beginning.
Mm.
Mm.
It was another super chat earlier that I missed. I apologize. It was something about Love and Marriage DC, I think. But let me read this from Damien. Thank you for the super chat. It says, can we get Peter's ex Tony on the show? That men's interview shows me she will shake the table and bring a scholar. I haven't seen it. I don't know who Tony is, but I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, I've seen she's Peter's ex who
DJ Richie
Mia
Scott
kinda
interview with her.
Mia's
No,
making
make it
him.
make sense.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, okay, because I know y'all. Everybody be doing interviews. I can't keep up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The
Did
one
anything
Mia
good
tried
come
to
from
say was
that?
her wedding singer.
Oh yeah. Okay. Was there any real tea?
Oh,
I can't recall. She said a lot. She said a lot of stuff. I can't recall. I'll have to go back and watch again.
Okay.
okay. So
But
the
she
next thing
said
I
she
want to
did
talk
say
about.
a lot of. I knew she
Oh, my bad. Go
knew
ahead.
like her, Jacqueline and Mia. From my understanding, I think they all like came up around the same time. So I mean, she has a lot of information on her. I just can't remember what all she said.
Got it.
I have to watch it. So the next thing I wanted to talk about at the reunion is Sharice and Karen. Yeah, Grand Down wasn't giving nothing to me. Like, I'm starting to wonder, like, is it just me? Because I'm like, Love Marriage DC wasn't giving. Ready to Love ain't giving.
No, I think you're right.
Karen
I think you're
wasn't
right. I don't
giving
think Karen
enough.
gave. She wasn't. Karen fake. I don't care. I'm just gonna put it out there like that. Like I be wanting to like Karen, but it be her deflections for me. Now, granted, I respect her not wanting to talk about her mom and stuff, but it's like
Yeah.
let's stop using this as a excuse. Like whenever Karen don't want to do something or she feels a way like herself, she likes to put it off on other folks. Like, oh well, Ray felt away, my family this. I don't know.
She
I'm
a
not
liar.
picturing Karen like, yeah, she is.
She
She's
a big
definitely a
liar.
liar.
That's why I don't really care about Mia lying though. Like y'all, they're both big liars.
I think it's different.
I'll take Karen's lies.
Me
Now
too.
Mia's, I
Somebody
can't.
can go to jail behind Mia's lies. You know what I'm saying?
I just can't do it.
I don't think Karen ever lies about anything that's that serious. I think she lies to get people off of her. Like to me, I'm about to keep having this conversation with you. So I'm gonna say that Ray don't want me to talk about it. I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna talk about my family. You're bringing up my mom. It's because I don't want you to keep trying to bring up I'm having an affair outside of my marriage, and my husband knows about it, but he don't want nobody else to know about it because that's embarrassing towards him. So I'm gonna keep shutting this down any way that I can. And she's an older woman, so I don't think she handles it the way younger women would handle it.
That's
as
true.
an older woman,
just
like,
as who she is. Like
yes, like
that's
keep the
very
lie
true.
alive. Like
she does handle like an old woman. Like, I'm not gonna talk about it. It is what it is. Like,
yes.
You don't have proof. Yeah,
But
you're right.
At least there are moments where Karen is like, you know what? I was obsessed, wasn't I? When they asked her about Robin's
I
wedding,
love that.
she was like, I was obsessed. But at the end of the day, she said she was gonna get married and she didn't get married. Girl, if you're not gonna get married, don't keep telling us you're gonna get married. And I was like, see that right there? That's what I love about Karen, because I don't think anybody else has moments where they will just admit the shit and just be like, you know what? You're right. I be
forgetting that she's like, she holds such a high position in Surrey County, which I think has a lot to do, as I'm thinking about it, with how she handles her situations. That grinds my gears sometimes. But I because I don't be thinking about that in the moment. I be like, Karen, just be like, I did, and what you finna do? Like, okay, and now you ain't got nothing else to talk about because I bust your bubble, right? And she never does it. But now, as I'm thinking about it, I see why she does that. Because I think she heavily is concerned about how they may think of her or look at her.
Yeah.
I just wish that she would have had better answers. Like when they said to her, why didn't you go to lunch with Sharice? Because it's like, what's the real beef? You didn't want to give an answer. She was like, it's my grief. And if you don't understand it, I just hope you respect it. And it's like, Karen, it makes me wonder, like, does Sharice really have something on you to the point to where, like, you won't even give her air?
Well, shit, she didn't put so much out there. Like, what else did you have on her besides fucking people in the bathroom? Like, that's as embarrassing as it gets. Shit.
Yeah, I think Sharice does have some some other stuff on Karen. I do. And Karen probably doesn't want to engage because the more you engage, the higher it's gonna get. Y'all
Risk.
gonna
It's a
be going
higher
blow for
risk.
blow like with
Yes.
Giselle. Yeah, and she gonna
Robin
end up
called that
saying
out
some
too.
stuff. So
Robin called that out. Robin was like, she don't want us to say what it is. That's why she just cutting us off. She don't want us to say what it
She
is.
did.
And I'm just
well,
like,
Karen, you're gonna have to give up the seat then. You and Candace gonna have to switch out next time, man.
Yes, somebody gonna have to
we
switch
should
seats
have.
with Candace, honestly, because Candace has been giving season after season after season,
And has yet
y'all
to be
really
seated in
playing.
that seat. No, but I'm gonna
Yes.
tell you what I really
Right.
think it is, and that's why I say that's why I think like that colorism thing comes into play, and everybody's like ignoring it because if you pay attention, they're the only franchise that has the two head light skinned women sitting at that same spot every season, whether they have a story or not. When you go to Real
Mhm.
Housewives of Atlanta, where people's shades are a little bit more across the board, now all of a sudden it's based on your actual work that season. Like, but when it goes to the light skinned girls, all of a sudden it's just about who are the favorites, not who actually did the most work that season. Isn't that
Well,
funny?
he said it's
Y'all know
about who gets along. That's what he said this season.
He's
Remember?
lying.
and lied and sat
Mm-hmm.
Wendy over there by Giselle. Like they were trying to sprinkle the dark skinned girls in.
Mhm.
Speaking of when you mentioned Real Housewives of Atlanta, Bondi, I started thinking about the different franchises and realizing how we don't have enough black ones, but we got all these white ones. And
Hmm.
bravo, you see how the fans are feeling about Potomac. I've been seeing more comments of people saying I'm gonna start watching this. So y'all might want to go ahead and give us another franchise real quick, but make
Okay.
it a black cast, please, but not like the Potomac cast, because y'all
No.
started it off on some bullshit without. See, I don't know
But where
what
are the
angle they
richest
were
black
going
people at?
for with all
Texas,
of the lighter skinned women.
Atlanta, well, Atlanta already, but Texas maybe, California, but some other place in
It's in certain
California, Burbank.
neighborhoods of Houston. I bet Dallas, we
Maybe
got a lot
like
of
a
money, but they have no black people.
Philadelphia.
It's not enough.
I think Texas would be a
Mm,
great option because
Didn't
there.
they try that one before?
they
Did
did
they?
Dallas.
Was it Real
They did
Housewives
Dallas.
of Dallas?
But were they
Hmm.
black?
Nobody on the
No.
cast was black.
You
But the thing
know,
is, I don't think that
Mhm.
it's enough.
Real Housewives Las Vegas.
Oh, that might be a good
Oh,
one.
Las Vegas would be a good one, actually. That would be a great one because there's so
A
many
real
like
good one.
LA transplants, like people, LA, Vegas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that would be a really good one.
With
We
black women, like a truly mixed cast, like for real. Like if you got some white women, that's fine, but like really like mix it up. I think that would be
yes,
good.
Hmm.
I agree.
They ain't gonna do it. Too much like right.
Yep.
So, since you already dipped into like the colorism conversation,
Mhm.
oh, I want to know y'all's thoughts. I have a lot on it, but like I had more thoughts on the colorism conversation coming out of part 3 when we saw Chris
Mhm.
interacting with Giselle.
Mm.
Because for me, I felt like Candace, like the thing was this. I really hate that Candace didn't say with her chest the first time around when they asked her, "Do you think anybody on the stage is colorist?" She said no. Then you
Mm.
turned around, and when you got upset, you pointed out that Giselle uses her white adjacency with your white looking ass, right?
Mhm.
So the thing that I couldn't stand was while Candace was proving her point about Giselle using her whiteness, when Giselle gets ready to halfway apologize, Chris corrects Candace and was like,
Mhm.
no, she was saying this. Candace was like, that wasn't an apology. I hated that Chris corrected his wife because I feel like ever since last season, was it last season? Maybe the past 2 seasons, whenever Candace has gotten into it with Ashley or Giselle, he's felt the need to try to facilitate her
Mhm.
relationships with people on the cast. And I think that
Mhm.
he has a different logic where he thinks like, if you behave this way, your outcome should be like this. But he
Mhm.
doesn't understand that there's an additional layer on the show that is colorism that Candace neglects to mention sometimes. So it was really frustrating for me to see him get upset and then be willing to forgive her so quick. And I feel like that's the key difference between Chris Bassett and a black man. Because if a woman had made those accusations against a black man,
Ain't
you
no
really
forgive.
would have impacted his life. Yeah, ain't no
Yes.
forgiving. It's telling me that
Mhm.
she didn't impact your life the way that you're saying she is. It's the fact that she could have, but the
Mhm.
outcome's gonna be different for you because you're a white man. So I just felt like it was so many layers. Like I know that Chris wants to support Candace, obviously that's his wife, but I also feel like people still don't really hear her, even when it came to Wendy. But honestly, back to like the colorism part of the conversation in part two, I didn't feel like it was given, and I felt like Candace and Wendy were trying to keep it cute instead of like actually say what it was. Giselle, neck and shoulders was quiet as a damn bird because they didn't want nobody to call them out. And I feel like Ashley was on the defense. I feel like Ashley was speaking for Giselle and Robin, but I feel like Ashley gets so defensive of this colorism topic because she thinks that if people claim that Giselle and Robin are colorists, then she's a colorist too. So it's messy as fuck. So part two, what did y'all get out of the colorism topic? And then part three, if y'all had anything to add.
I got out of it that production for me personally, and they kind of full of it because y'all had the right mindset, but then y'all decided to go to the cast and inquire on how they want to have a conversation that they already don't know how to navigate on a regular basis. So why would you go to them and ask them if they want to talk about this amongst themselves? Y'all brought Nikki in, right? Just to have a fun show. Y'all could have brought somebody else in to sit in that seat and have that conversation. So I was a bit disappointed. I didn't like that Candace opened up the phone to read the Webster dictionary or whatever, and then also it was like it was thrown out there like, okay, y'all ready to talk about this now? Like, let's just throw this out there, because it seems like Candace wasn't fully prepared to really have the conversation or know where to start or anything. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. On top of that, you have people on the stage. Primarily, I feel like Wendy was in a great position and has the range to have this type of conversation because she battles it out oftentimes, in that sector. And I feel like nobody was going to listen to her anyway, because the people that needed to listen to her, because they don't like her. So what benefit are we having to the cast? Like, I feel like y'all just did a little song for us to try and hush us up, but now y'all only created a bigger problem for yourselves. Highly disappointing. Wendy checking Candace at the end, cringing, sit back, and then it's giving you defended Giselle, the same lady that disrespected you. You're giving Mia just a little bit, in my opinion. After this lady been disrespecting you the whole reunion, and then some. And Ashley pissed me off so bad because why? If you see Candace is being quote unquote checked or whatever with her friend, why do you need to go behind that and injure that and then keep asking her questions? Did you not hear what we just said? Like what we talked about earlier? Oh, so it only matters when other people are talking and not you. Like, it's like you do this little thing, Ashley, where you just like to poke. And I couldn't be on no show with you, girl. I wouldn't be able to do it. But it was trash. Period.
I agree. I think it was trash. The only thing though I would like for everybody to see is that I don't think Wendy was doing what they think Wendy was doing. It wasn't about checking Candace. It was about Candace says something that's kitchen table talk. And so now people are going to go at her even harder because she said this. So let me try to give her an opportunity to clean it up so it's better understood. So people don't leave with this bad taste in their mouth about what she said. That's what I think it really was about. But I also feel like I'm with Candace. I know what I said and I meant what I said. Because
favorite part.
At the end of the day, Ashley, no, it's not the same thing. And that's the part you don't seem to understand. If you understand that you have privilege as a biracial woman, don't say you're light skinned, say you're biracial, because there's a difference. I'm just saying there's a difference. And I feel like you do have a privilege because of it. So because you have this privilege, I don't like that in this moment you felt that you could flip this situation on Candace and make it seem like it's the same, where the whole argument is telling y'all it's not the same. The dark-skinned girls are not treated the same. The lighter-skinned girls are treated better. They're allowed to get away with more. And this is exactly the to me, the example of that, where y'all get mad at Candace for pointing out a truth that we all agree to, that Giselle looks like a white woman from far away. Okay. Right. We're not going to do this. The reason why she has the benefit and the privilege of colorism is because she looks close to a white woman. That's the whole point behind what we've been saying. So when Candace points out that she, with her white looking ass, thought that she would be able to say anything and get away with it, that's the colorism we're talking about, sweetheart. Like, so no, Candace pointing out that Giselle is white looking is not an example of colorism from her to Giselle. It's not. That's not what that equals to. So the fact that you try to make that a moment, and another thing, y'all have not talked about skin tone. As they said, I've never talked about, someone's skin tone. No, but you treat people badly and feel like they deserve less grace because they're darker. Bitch, that's the point. That's the point. So it's annoying to me when Ashley moment annoyed me more than anybody else's, because she the main one that's always trying to act like she gets it. If you get it, then you should understand that Candace calling her white is the truth, and her saying that Chris did something to her is a lie. So don't be more mad about the truth than you are about a lie. Okay? And that's annoying to me.
And then continuing to carry lies and saying she don't believe her friend. Like,
and Mia. The only reason Mia was mad is because Mia has probably been made to feel like she's not black enough because she's light. And they all of them have experienced that. Robin included. Robin is a big one that probably felt that a lot growing up, having to prove her blackness. So that's why that made y'all uncomfortable, because you don't like when somebody points out your obvious privilege. And that's the whole colorism conversation. Y'all have privilege. You can't be uncomfortable with the fact that somebody pointed it out and then again turn around and be like, oh my God, don't call her, don't say she looks white. You're saying she has white privilege when she's not a white woman. Bitch, that's what the colorism conversation was.
But see, exactly. Did you see the video going around on Twitter about how Ashley highlighted the fact that whenever she would wear her natural hair,
first season,
Giselle and them would look at her a certain way, and they try to align themselves more so on that side. So why would you sit up there and try and make this girl like feel it was giving y'all were determined to not understand Candace, as y'all always are.
Yes,
absolutely.
Because they don't want to admit that it was a plot. They don't want to admit that it was a plot. That's what it is. I think it was a plot. And I think all of the light-skinned young women were involved on the plot. I'm sorry. Ashley, Giselle, Robin, Mia got the plot, from last. But when she got it, she decided to jump on in and add her. He was looking at me too. Yeah, not plot.
What is this question?
From Deshaun. Thank you for the super chat. With Chris' mindset would have been the same if the beef was with Wendy, though. I think this goes back to like, would his life have been ruined in the way that he was going off on Giselle? Would he have done the same thing with Wendy? I think he absolutely would have.
Me too, because just because of, we talk about colorism, race, and all that, you still got the whole Me Too movement, period. Right. So because of that situation, like, that is very critical. And a lot of times companies want to disassociate with you even without things being proven. Like, as soon as it's being said, we're gonna have to put a hold on this right here. So I think he would be upset regardless of who the person was. But Giselle, it hits different because he's been around the show long enough to watch her do this repeatedly to different cast members, and it finally hit him. I think he thought he was one of those people. You know how you see how people move, but you always think it'll never happen to you. Like, they wouldn't do me like that. Well, he got God, and I think that just sent him.
And it's predatory as fuck. It's predatory as fuck. That's the thing that set me off. I feel like Giselle needs to be held accountable in one way or another, because when you think about, like, she literally insinuated that this man assaulted someone. She did. Now, Michael Darby, that's a different story, okay? There's allegedly video footage out there, allegedly. And this came from production when it came to Michael Darby. But when it came to Chris Bassett, you started the rumor that he squeezed the girl's butt because you thought it was going to be funny. That's assault, for one. For two, you try to make it seem like this man sexually intimidated you. You didn't say it, but you said, you made me feel uncomfortable. What you did. Yeah. So how is that different from Phaedra Parks talking about, they said they wanted to take you down to the dungeon, and Phaedra Parks couldn't return. So to me, I'm true. If Giselle stays or doesn't get a demotion after playing around, like, you can't play around with sexual accusations or harassment like that, to me. I mean, you can make up rumors about mistresses. You can ask people why they got the body done. But when you talking about stuff like that, that's dangerous. So I think Giselle should be held accountable. And if she's not held accountable, I think that part of that is the colorism. They let Phaedra
Mm-hmm.
Parks go at the drop of a dime. And Phaedra Parks
Hmm.
never even admitted to making up the lie. She never even admitted to it. They
Mm.
just went off the fact that Portia said, "Why would you do that?" And that was enough. So I feel like
Hmm.
we got enough to get Giselle.
I agree.
Mm.
Let me read a super chat. Thank you, Jessica. Do y'all think Giselle really doesn't know the difference between doing something and feeling something simply from a situation? I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if she's dumb or if she thinks the audience is dumb. It's the second. It's the second.
She thinks the audience is
Mm-hmm.
dumb. She's already
For
told y'all
sure.
she don't respect y'all. Y'all don't pay her bill, so she don't care what y'all
Didn't
gotta say.
it? Girl. That's a fact. Yeah, she
Yeah,
definitely think we stupid. She know what's going on. But then she told Candace she was smart. So she know what she doing.
she said I'm very smart. You right. Giselle operates from a place of like using her whiteness all the time. So the fact that
Oh
Candace
yeah.
called that out, it didn't bother me. Like you're using your whiteness to make it seem like this man did something to you and he didn't. If your whiteness and your femininity, like first you're a woman, you don't make that accusation. I'm not saying that like a dark skinned woman could have made the accusation and nobody would care. But what I'm saying is it's dangerous that you're doing that. And you know that people are gonna feel more sympathetic towards you. Let me see. Love me. Carlos King said they plot. Yep. Okay. Can't we gonna talk about this?
Mm.
Um, it was
Can
one
I just
other
say
thing that I
that
wanted to say. Yeah,
Robin did not defend Giselle in that moment? I don't recall hearing her say anything when Mia spoke up, when Ashley said something, when
she
Wendy
didn't.
said something. Robin didn't say nothing. So it made me wonder, like, did you get it? Were
I think she
you
did.
team Chris and Candace in that moment? Because you didn't say
I think
nothing.
she. I think she understood where Candace was coming from, but she didn't want to
Who?
say nothing. But Robin,
Robin.
Oh yeah, she did. She
she
did.
got it. She got it. She got it. And I think that's part of the reason why she disagreed with Giselle plotting in the first place because she knew that the shit was
Mm-hmm.
wrong.
Yep.
Um, Thank you, R. Marie. According to what Chris said with DJ Richie Sky, it sounds like some producers were in the mix with rumors against Chris too, and only because he went to Bravo execs before the reunion did it not go a different way at the reunion. We're gonna talk about that.
What does that mean?
Um,
Mm, I
we
don't
gonna
know, but
talk
it
about that.
sounds similar to Phaedra's situation.
Yes.
Remember, there was a
Y'all haven't heard
producer.
about that?
No,
Oh, we heard about
they
the producer with the situation with Phaedra and Portia because that was Carlos. That was
Yeah.
his fall
Oh,
from Glory before he came back. But this one I didn't. I mean, I could assume that, but I didn't hear it. But I could assume it.
well, I can't wait to show y'all the clip.
okay.
The last thing I wanted to ask y'all about before we move on was Robin and this 50-50 prenup.
Mm,
Girl.
good night. Good
Y'all
night.
said, girl.
Girl.
What's she
Okay,
gonna get
what
50? What's she gonna get 50-50? Like, girl, what she gonna get half
is she
of?
coming back or not? What y'all think?
I hope not. She
I
will,
don't
but I
know.
hope not.
I feel like she is. I feel like everybody, the only people I think are in limbo to not return, in my personal, Mia and Jax. Everybody
Oh,
else, I think
really?
they're gonna bring them back. Hmm.
Mm.
I think they're gonna bring them back. I think Giselle is sleek in charge of the girls over there. I think Karen is solidified. She's a fave. I don't. I mean, I think Wendy. I hate to say this, but I feel like because she is a darker woman, is one of the reasons they would keep her. Ashley, everybody wants to see the drama that's gonna happen with her and Michael Darby if she's really gonna get the divorce. Candace, I think people want to see what's gonna happen with the fallout with Chris. And as much as you may have people that can't stand Candace, you have a lot of people that really like her.
Mm-hmm.
And who else? Robin. I feel like because of that drama, they gonna keep her around. And if
Yeah.
Giselle is in
Really?
charge of the girls' sleep, Giselle gonna fight for her to stay.
Yep.
And I think Mia and Jax. I think it's gonna be them.
I
The
feel like
only
they
two the
closed her
verdict is
story
out
out.
on.
I don't think she gonna leave, but I think that they closed her story out.
Mm, that would be interesting though if she didn't come back.
I
I
mean,
feel like
you
after this
married
thing, they do
now.
gotta do some shakeup.
Shit, they have
Yeah.
to. Well, y'all have anything else on Real Housewives of Potomac?
No.
Not that I
All
can
right,
think of.
y'all. it is time to move into gossip. All right. Let's get into this discussion. This is on the heels of Real Housewives of Potomac. I got a video to show y'all. Shout out to DJ Richie Sky for interviewing. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. For interviewing
Yes,
Chris
ma'am.
Bassett. And Chris Bassett dropped this. So let me go ahead and play this video.
Alleged tea about Giselle and Ashley. Listen, he said, mention it all.
Mention it all. Mention it all.
Well, I'm going to say one other thing that no one knows about. Well, Candace knows and a few other people now know. I got a very random anonymous DM in November from somebody. And again, we all get DMs from people and it's tough to decipher what's real, what's not. I did not believe this DM whatsoever. But it said that there was a producer on our show that paid money to Giselle and Ashley to say at the reunion that when I was in that room with Giselle, I grabbed my penis and that I actually said more to Ashley to try and get her to go to the hotel. Again, I didn't think anything of it. Leading up to the reunion, Giselle was doing several interviews to which she said, I'm not holding back. There's more to the story. I'm going to say everything. So now I'm starting to remember this DM and I start to have some concerns. So the day of the reunion, usually the husbands, we don't have a call time till like 2 or 3 or later, but the ladies are there like 6 a.m. I go down there in the morning. I meet with some executives. I show them this DM. I say, listen, I don't believe this. I don't want to believe this. I just want to make you aware because I am concerned with some of the things that have been said leading up to the reunion. All of them assured me this is nothing. No way. There's no way this happened. We would have heard about this. Giselle loves the show too much. This cannot be real. So good. I'm glad you feel that way. Makes me feel better because I feel that way. And I really didn't think anything of it until we filmed the reunion. And I don't remember if they showed this or not. But as I'm talking to Giselle and trying to get her to explain what it actually was that I did, Ashley leans over and says, well, Giselle, was it maybe his posture or did he like his body language? Did he say something? Pew, 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 pew. Red flags. And then at the very end of my conversation with Giselle, when the husbands were out there, Candace and I both asked her point blank, well, you said in your interviews that you were going to say it all. Is there more? You had more to say, but you haven't said anything. Is there anything more to say? And she sat there, she's like, I got nothing right now.
Chris Bassett.
All right.
Wow.
So
Wow.
That's interesting.
Wow.
apparently it was
That's
more
crazy.
to the plot. And Chris revealed that on DJ Richie Sky's interview. I pulled that from a TikToker. But
Wow.
I'm disgusted. And I want to know, do y'all believe it?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when I think about the way Ashley started to well, what did he do? When he said that, I was like, oh yeah, nah, definitely. Especially because I feel like Ashley has a vendetta against Candace because first of all, I think she's jealous of Candace and that Candace didn't have to slide under some old white man for money. But I really think that the way Ashley was trying to get back at Candace, yeah, this is the way to do it. She knew she couldn't really do anything to Candace. So what else was she gonna do but malign Chris? And the way she kept saying, well, my friend, I believe my friend, and the DM that wasn't really a DM, like Ashley had way too much participation in this lie for it to only have been a DM from her. And now your weird looking friend with the eyes and all of that is saying that he was looking at her and he was flirting with her, and you just keep pushing that, even though we saw on camera that he wasn't even looking at her, but you keep saying, well, I believe my friend. So for me, I really do believe it, and I believe that Ashley might have taken that money because who knows what was going to happen between her and Michael. But I do feel like maybe Giselle was probably one that was like, nah, I'm not doing too much because get caught up going to jail for something. Like I could get caught up legally for something like that. And that would be her limits. But I do think that she would go, and just keep insinuating, no, Chris, you didn't leave the door open, Chris. No, and you did. Well, who should we blame for it? Bitch, nothing happened for anybody to be blamed for. Like that's what we trying to get
Right.
you to understand. Nothing happened.
And then she
Nothing.
said I was in my robe. And he said you had your robe with your dress on under it. Like she
Mhm.
was dressed, but she made it seem
Yeah.
like she was in a robe.
And he pointed out that the part that we see where she asked him, was he okay? And he said, we'll talk about it later. That was after. So they were still
Yeah.
filming. So they weren't even
That
done filming when they had that conversation.
mm, not
And
at
also,
all.
to me, it felt like Giselle was trying to say he was trying to get her into the room to do something to her or to proposition to her. To me, that's what I hear when she's explaining this. That
Yeah.
especially when she said about Cal not being there. Oh, you knew Cal wasn't in the room. So you're continuing to insinuate that he was trying to get you into the room so he can do something to you. That's what you're
Yeah.
insinuating. You continue to say that he knew Cal wasn't in the room and he still wanted to go to your room. And he suggested, girl, what? You're
That lady
still
lies
doing
so
it.
much. She don't even remember all her lies.
She don't.
When did I say that? How did I do that? She didn't remember shit.
And then only
I don't know.
apologizing for the sneaky link comment. That's another thing.
That's it. That's
Right.
it.
That's why I don't know why Chris accepted the apology. I'm like, Chris, what is going on? I really wish that Chris, I hope that this teaches Chris that he cannot move with this group with the intentions of like, oh, well, everybody means well. Or, if I just do this, this will happen. Like, you cannot operate like that with this group because they
Not
dangerous as
this one.
fuck. I'm sure he's
Mm-mm.
learned now.
I will hope he
Maybe
has.
not. Because to me, he should have learned before he accepted that whack ass apology. I would have followed Candace's lead on that. And he didn't follow Candace's lead on that. And that's why I felt like he fucked up. You're going to learn to trust where your wife is coming from with these situations. Because I feel like that's the big problem that y'all have. He doesn't see it from her point of view. He really does feel like she is sometimes overreacting or she's volatile, so people respond to her in a certain way. Like you said, Necey, he feels like if she acts a certain way, then she'll be treated better. But that's the part about colorism that no, it doesn't matter what you
That's
do.
not how to.
You're still going to be treated however they feel like treating you. So, yeah, I need him to understand that and follow her lead. If she feels good about it, then it's okay. And if she doesn't feel good about it, then it's not okay.
Thank you for the super chat, Princess. Princess says they were conflicting their personal bullying experiences with systemic oppression / disadvantage. Like, nah, valid experiences, but not the same.
And we need y'all to understand that too. That's something that it seems like it's real hard for folks to understand. Racism, the racism is systematic, meaning that it happens in places where we have no checks and balances in order to protect ourselves from it. I just saw the couple that won a judgment against the real estate company that offered them less money for their house than when their white friend showed the house.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
So
I
we're
remember that.
talking about systematic. That's what we're talking about. And so then the colorism conversation is also systematic, not about the relationships that y'all have with the girls around the way who want to fight you because you light skin and they think you cute and all of this shit. No, that's in your life, yes. But when it comes to it, there are dark-skinned women that are being paid less at jobs. There are dark-skinned women that are passed up for promotions. You know what I'm saying? Like this.
Yep.
That happens in a real way in those environments where you don't know if somebody is doing it because of your skin color or because of something else. But, a lot of times it is about skin color. I just saw a video online of a woman talking about how she found out she was getting paid less than a lighter complected woman. And that's why I never like when they tell y'all don't talk about how much you make because that's
Against company policy.
Yeah, I don't like that. No, y'all don't want us to know that y'all are paying us less for the same work. That's
For
what
the
that
same
is.
damn work. Yep.
So yeah, I feel like, and that's another thing that pissed me off. That's why I feel like I understand it now more than I ever did. If we're talking about colorism and how it treats darker complected people in this world and in a system, I do not want to hear from light-skinned people about how you were treated by your grandmother or by your family members. I don't want to hear it, because y'all see what Ashley did, right? What y'all, I know y'all don't realize that that's what y'all doing when y'all do that, but when Ashley flipped that shit on Candace at the end, that was when I was like, and that's why nobody wants to hear about how light-skinned people feel about how they're treated by the dark-skinned family members that are responding to them because of how they were responded to as darker complected people. It still all goes back to everybody feeling like light-skinned people are going to be treated better. It all just goes back to that. So yeah,
I agree. It's an echo.
it is. I don't hear it.
Yeah, it is.
It's probably coming from you if you can't hear it. Okay. Y'all got anything else on the Chris thing? I'm just utterly disgusted. But I think we can move on to the next thing. And y'all, I only have 2 cards in my hand.
Not too cold.
2 cards in my hand.
Oh.
And Contessa and Anila are leaving. And we are bringing in Phaedra. And allegedly, Dr. Gregory is coming back with his new fiance. So, y'all know from all the times we done talked about Married to Medicine, y'all know I can't stand Contessa. I cannot stand Contessa. But I am going to miss her on the show. I don't know if this is the right swap, honestly. I don't know. Phaedra is somebody who is also a bit of a liar. Like, she kind of gives some. She's like a fake grand dame to me.
She's a bit.
Not a fake.
She's a fake grand dame to me. I think that she wants to be seen. Like, she acts like she's a grand dame, but she's not really as classy based to me. I think it's really fake. It's kind of like whenever you. It's like whenever you be around somebody who made it out the hood and they show up to like a Red Lobster and they acting like they at a damn steakhouse. I think that's the type of fried that I get from Phaedra. And that's the type of fried I get from Phaedra. So I don't know if they made the right decision, but I wanted to know how y'all are feeling. I am going to miss Anila too. I have to say that. I liked Anila and I loved her husband.
I liked Anila and her husband. I thought he was funny. And I thought that she was like, you know, the quintessential, you know what I'm saying, housewife, you know what I mean? Where you act like you're so busy, but really, you know, you could hire somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I liked her for that reason, because I feel like there's so many women on these shows that don't really feel housewife shoe, even though she's not, is married to medicine. And some of you ain't married to medicine. You know, y'all are the medicine, or ain't no medicine involved no more, quad. But either way,
the medicine is the filler in the face and in the booty.
Listen. Here and here and here. But I'm gonna miss Anila for her specific personality, you know what I'm saying? But I understand if she doesn't really fit the group like that, maybe that's why they got rid of her. But I'm not looking forward to Phaedra. I'm just not, because I don't feel I'm the one that really remember Phaedra being on the show. I think a lot of people only remember her reads that they see in memes. They don't remember when she was actually on the show, not giving a goddamn thing.
Yep.
For me, I could care less about Anila being on the show, her not returning. I won't miss her. I don't think she gave a lot while on the show, but I definitely enjoyed the interview that we did with her, because I felt like she just gave us something different. Like, I don't know, I'm like, dang, Anila, how I see you on the show versus how you is in person. You seem a fun time girl. Like, I don't know what you give on TV, but I didn't like it. Maybe it was follower. That's what I was getting. Contessa, I think I may miss Contessa a little bit. I think I'll miss her. I mean, I was hoping to see her and Heavenly come back together, but I guess we won't see that. But it's all good. I mean, if she ain't gonna be there, I feel like Contessa not being there, even if we'll miss her, I feel like we won't miss her for real with the dynamic of the group. You know, so I don't think it's gonna be like a major thing that she's not there. Phaedra coming into Married to Medicine, that's gonna be interesting. I've liked Phaedra on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I thought she was definitely a key, especially when she would lie. It's given a little bit of Miss Karen, so it was definitely a chuckle. I enjoyed Phaedra on the show, but I don't know how I'm gonna like her on Married to Medicine. Like, it's just a weird. We're gonna have to see. It's a weird fit out the gate. I don't know.
she was so disappointing on Marriage Boot Camp. That's why
Mhm.
I'm just kind of like, girl, I do not feel like going through this with you. You know, like you think she gonna
Yeah.
give and it's all a lie. Like, I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so when it comes to her relationships, I feel like she's not gonna really give because she's still in that, I'm pretending to be sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost, even though my ass cheeks are out. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she doesn't
Like
really
a
show
stick in the
you.
mud.
Yeah. So, but when it comes to showing her body and pretending to be, overly sexual, she'll play that game, but she's not actually like that. So, whenever she's on the show, she doesn't really give. She'll have a quick rehearsed read, and she seems like, she's the fun time girl, but she's not going to actually give you like a real look into her personal life, is what it feels like.
Right, right.
Right.
She trying to hide everything. I
Yeah.
specifically chose
Yeah.
this picture of Phaedra because I wanted to get a picture that embodied her having her answer prayers from the Bravo guys.
Yes.
Because Lord
Finally.
knows she been going to every networking event to be seen and photographed to get back on, to get back
For
on the show to
real.
wait for her
Like,
spot.
you couldn't just go be a lawyer again?
Hmm, well, I'm gonna watch it for sure. And what is it gonna be like? This is what I'm like. Is Quad gonna be on the show with Dr. Greg and his new wife?
Yeah, but I
I
think
believe
that
so.
they may be cool because I thought that she congratulated him on the proposal and told him he
She
did a good
did.
job. So I mean, they
She
might be
did.
cool, but I don't know.
That's super
th-
awkward. I feel like they just got divorced.
I feel like between Toya and Heavenly, they're gonna make some beef.
Oh, they
I feel
are.
like between so you know Toya on her head still, and Dr. Heavenly she be up and down. So I just feel like they're gonna make some beef. But what if Phaedra come in and try and make some beef?
She ain't. I don't
I
think she
mean,
will.
oh, she probably won't. But I feel like they're gonna try and make beef as far as Dr. G's wife with Quad. But I also feel like Quad just not gonna let that happen. I feel like they're
Nah,
gonna try to
she
let that
shouldn't.
happen, and she's just not gonna be in it. I mean, they've been divorced for what? 4 years? It's been a long time.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think it's I don't know. Like, I mean, I think Quad is gonna pretend to not care, but I think they're gonna make it an issue until she care. I could definitely see Heavenly being messy and like kind of forcing a beef. You know what I'm
And
saying?
then
Well, I
Quad
heard
got to
she
talk with
said
that
that.
bass in her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or either like if they at the table kind of referencing like, oh, you and him did that too, didn't it, Quad? Like
Uh-huh.
something
Yes.
like that.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, that's not the same bag he got you. Oh, okay.
Right, right.
Yes.
She in your old room, Quad. Remember you had this
Oh.
back here and it would look like this? Ooh,
Oh,
You
she
know
did a
what
better
I
job
was
decorating this than you did. You remember how you had it done when
right.
you was living here?
Yes.
Messy as
That's what
fuck.
it's gonna give.
what I was even more irritated about when these announcements came out was the fact that they just now have announced who's on the cast. So that lets me know they probably ain't started filming yet, or they just started filming.
Yeah, it was rumored in February they were supposed to start like the first full week of March.
Mm.
Okay, that's probably right then. Well, all right, moving on to the next thing. Y'all know how I be on TikTok. I was on TikTok and I seen this video of Northwest and
I
Ice
tried to
Spice.
pay, he begged me to stay. Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, he just wanna romp. Big boots in the bus, they pump. She a baddie, she knows she a 10.
Okay, I had to cut that because I realized it was music. But anyway, um, people are like feeling away about Ice Spice making
Hmm.
a TikTok with Northwest and Ice Spice in there rubbing and all that stuff. And to me, I just thought it was very, very, very weird. I didn't think it was inappropriate. I just thought it was weird. Like, imagine your mama being rich enough that every time you like a real person or an artist, they
They
bring them
come
to
to your
your
house.
house, like
Yes.
Barney or Chucky. Like we used to go
Yes.
to Chuck E. Cheese, but you like Mariah Carey's song, and now Mariah Carey in your house doing a dance with your mom. Now Ice Spice and her afro over there
Hmm.
doing the thing. It's weird to me.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like pick
giving
which one you want.
spoil as brat loading. Like, Lord have mercy. Pray for the world with the Northwest in it, because I'm just saying, like, putting that into perspective, having a child that is allowed, that much. They literally can pick Mariah Carey off the internet and put her in their house. Like, like
Right.
that's crazy.
That sounds like a horror story. Pick which one you want.
Yes. Oh my God. Something Key and Peele
It's
needs to work
weird.
on, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
weird
missed
too. I
a
was
super
like, what
chat.
the hell? Why? Like, why is they hanging out?
I didn't think it was about Northwest until you just showed us the Ice Spice video. And now I'm like, oh my God, what's happening over there? Because at first I thought it was just, it was just a Kardashian thing. I thought, Mariah and Kim Kardashian maybe had a relationship for some odd reason. But yeah,
I
no,
don't think
now
they
it's
do.
seeming like it's about the kids. And for Ice Spice to be there, it's real weird. Also, I'm tired of everybody acting like, oh, this means that Kanye was right. Kanye was not right. What the fuck he thought was gonna happen when he had a baby with a Kardashian?
Yeah, true that.
Like, the girl was already doing this before you married her. Why are you surprised that the children are living on?
Like, how you don't know about Kylie and Tiger? Like, duh. They they moved
Remember
too
you
quick.
said get them young, Kanye. Remember you said get them young when it was Kylie and Tiger. Remember y'all?
He did. Damn.
Now
I
that it's
forgot
your
about
daughter.
that.
It's not so big now, huh?
They fun when the
Missed
rabbit
that,
got the gun.
super chat from introverted gal. Dr. G wife do look like Toya. His new wife.
do.
She do.
She do.
I think you're right.
She do.
But yeah, I just think it's weird. Like, because with Mariah, I'm kind of like, okay, cool. Mariah got kids. Y'all gonna let y'all's kids play together and make a TikTok together. Like, fine. But Ice Spice is grown. Like, Ice Spice come to the house and play with North. What?
Oh no, she got paid for that. She got paid for that without a doubt.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
but
sure.
Still,
Nice
like,
paycheck.
that shit weird. Is weird.
It is.
Okay. So good luck to them. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, speaking of, we missed this talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. We started talking about Katie Rost earlier, but somebody might need to take the keyboard away from her because she has been tweeting non-stop. Literally, y'all, I saw a tweet from her yesterday and I tried to go back online to find it, and this girl is tweeting like every hour on the hour. She does tweet a lot about her sobriety. She relapsed, I think, 2 weeks ago, but now she's back at it.
Really?
And y'all know that she been asking for him to get a job on the show. And I was here for Katie coming back to the show, but after, like getting on Twitter and all I see are tweets from her, I'm kind of like, girl, do you need to get back on the show? And I feel like she's trying to do it by way of Twitter. So a couple things came up. She has gotten into it with Ashley. Ashley was on Watch What Happens Live saying something about her. So she took to Twitter talking about, see you guys tonight at around 2 a.m. Till then, you'll get 2 songs and no cheesy videos of me on TikTok dancing in broke dudes' living rooms. How you doing? And this is in reference to me telling y'all about Ashley dancing in Luke's living room about a month or two ago. Not only that, she tweeted and said, my vagina is beautiful and I will sue you, Ashley. Call your man. Ashley went on Watch What Happens Live and said, I have a hamster puss. So I will file tomorrow because that's a lie. And then...
Now I'm filing for hamster puss comments.
I know, right? Then lastly,
she smashed Ashley too.
Oh, probably.
I
think they probably smashed the first season.
She only spoke about smashing Sharice.
The way Katie gives it up, Katie probably was smashing. I think, like, because they were giving the young fun girls like that first season of Real Housewives of Potomac. So it absolutely, and in a way, like, y'all, I just finished watching it, so that's why I'm so clear on everything. But I can remember Ashley humping Robin, so I absolutely feel like she probably smashed Katie. I feel like her and Candace have done something too, which is why, it's weird, But I feel like
that's not too far fetched. The way they was talking about Mia and Wendy.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I mean, didn't Candace and Ashley say that something happened that they'll never speak on?
They did. It literally, I said that in my video. They said something happened that they'll never speak on. And people were upset at me talking about why is everybody always trying to force a girl on girl storyline? It's like, I have no desire to force a girl on girl storyline, but that's what the housewives do. When they ain't got shit to talk about, they talk about husbands or they start humping each other for a storyline. They always do. But this sound
Listen,
like
I
it
don't know
happened
why
off
y'all get
camera.
mad.
Right. Like, why are
Yeah,
you so
no,
bothered?
I think it happened off camera too. I think when they were in New York or something like that, um, like right
Yep.
after a reunion show. I can't remember exactly when, but either way,
After
I
Watch
feel
What Happens
like
Live, I think.
y'all may not want to admit this, and it makes some of y'all uncomfortable. And those of y'all that have a problem, y'all probably should check yourselves because y'all probably like girls and don't want to admit it to yourself. But people are more sexually fluid than they like to admit. So if it upsets you that people point that out, it's probably because you're denying how sexually fluid you are. But go off, girl. Be upset. Sorry.
Mm.
Sorry. My
So
bad.
I didn't have a picture of the tweet. I edited and everything. But anyway, y'all, Katie Ross said, hold on, let me read it word for word. Katie Ross tweeted and she said, maybe next season on Real Housewives Potomac, they'll ask Sharice Jordan about the night we had sex and I lied for her so she could get her settlement. Maybe. I'm not bitter, just saying. Or maybe she is so entertaining, we will all be amazed as never. So apparently this came up a couple years ago and I don't even remember. But Katie Ross is giving all she can on Twitter to try to get back on this show. She working nights, holidays, and weekends over on Twitter. She even went so far as to post a conversation between her and Karen in the
I
screenshots.
saw that.
I was like, girl, what? So Katie sends a text to Karen talking about, she's a snake and I don't believe anything she's saying. She's not a real friend in my experience. Sending love, Katie. And what was so funny was the sending love dash Katie lets you know, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while, so I don't know if you have my number, but let me go ahead and pin this as Katie at the end
Yep.
because I'm trying to
Yep. Mm.
I'm trying to stay connected.
Yes.
Karen then says, thank you for sharing. I hope all is well with you. And I know that she's a snake, which is why I don't fuck with her. I'm so sorry she betrayed you. Everything she said about me, typos, is a lie. My attorneys are watching this matter very closely. I'm still winning, but I'll never be friends with her. Thank you for the love and support. So I'm like, damn, did you even get this clear from Karen before you start posting personal text messages?
Probably not.
Mm. Yikes! Yikes! Yikes!
Child, I know the look on the is very funny. That's funny. The look on her face in this picture.
Listen, Katie trying to get that check. She is definitely
Listen.
pulling at all stops. I wouldn't mind her back because I feel like Ashley Darby's Barbie, is due for a dragging by someone else other than Miss Candace.
I think so. I miss the way she used to get them together because she was so
She
witty,
used to
quick
drag
on her
them.
feet. She used to
It
drag
was
them
so
down.
funny.
She's the one
I'm
that got
sorry,
on
you're stupid. Should I
she
have said dumb?
I'm sorry, should I say dumb? She was the one that
I
got on
remember I
Robin and
screamed.
Giselle first about the colorism thing. Remember when they
Oh
kept
yeah, I
coming to
saw
her?
that.
Kept
Mm-hmm.
coming to her talking about you not, what am I like the expert on white people? Like, I don't know, go ask a white guy. Like I feel like because they are used to being the women that have to defend their blackness. When Katie was around being biracial, they felt like they could like make her out to be less black. And remember,
Yeah,
because they were, you act like I can never forget Giselle looking so fucking stupid with that dumbass hat on, talking about
dang.
you act like, what she said, you act like you're ashamed to be black. It was like she never said that. Never. But she doesn't like when y'all act like she's not biracial when she's biracial. So yeah, I feel like Giselle and them really, if they're gonna stay on the show, they need to bring somebody on like Katie that's gonna gather everybody and make us feel better about y'all continuing to have these bitches on there with no storyline.
Yeah, I just feel like Katie needs to. It would be beneficial for Katie to be in her sobriety for a little bit longer before she come be around these heifers because I don't know
Oh
how you gonna be
yeah.
around them and not drink
Drinking. I'm
the
about to
way that
say
they be
drinking.
drinking.
Okay.
Right. Thank you for the super check, Storm Discipline. And then Damien says, I love this. If we at least we got someone telling the truth on the sidelines. Katie will bring blunt and honest. Will bring blunt honest to the show. Yeah, she would.
Yeah.
She would. All right. So speaking about Real Housewives, y'all, have y'all seen the previews for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip?
Yes.
So I'm super excited. It looks like we got Heather Gay, Giselle, of course, Candace. We got Whitney Rose, Leah, Alexia, Marisol, and Portia. So I'm here for it. I just did not think I would see the day where like I would see a lot of my faves together. Like Candace is a fave, Portia is an ex fave, Heather is a here and there, and Whitney is an ex fave. So I'm like excited to see all of them together. But I'm nervous that because Portia and Giselle are already cool, and we know that Candace and Portia have gotten into it on Twitter. They got into it whenever that season 5 happened with Monique. I
Mm-hmm.
want to know, like, I just don't want to see Portia and Giselle aligned at all. I don't.
Mm. That's gonna be interesting to see because if they do align, I wonder who Candace is gonna align herself with. Or I'm wondering. I wonder if it's gonna be Leah because we're gonna see Leah and Portia go back and forth when Leah says bye Portia, whatever the case is. So I'm going. I don't know. Oh, we gonna see. We gonna see. I did see where Candace kind of, I guess, brought up the situation with Portia and her husband, and how it looked in the preview, how they made it seem. Portia may not be too happy with that. And I don't understand why she doesn't like when people, I mean, like that's what it is. Like
Yeah, she
what?
stayed getting upset
Right.
about the way people respond to her and Simon Guavaria, the way she was going off about Tamron Hall because she questioned her
Yeah.
like, girl, you know what you did was suspect as hell. So why are you sitting up here acting like you don't know why people coming at you like that? Like, grow up. I just think she think people are
Accountability.
always, yeah, she think people always supposed to be kissing her ass, and ain't nobody gonna kiss your ass. Get over it,
Hmm.
honey. Get
Yeah.
over it.
I'm excited about the season. I can't wait though. I want to see how it play. I
Are
also like the
Heather
two
and
ladies from the ladies from Miami. Alexia and I want to say her name Marisol or something like that.
yeah, Marisol. Hmm.
Marisol, yeah. I think they did this one. This gonna be good. This I think they got a great cast for this. Leah can be
Yeah.
unhinged. Whitney can be disrespectful as hell. Heather be going with the flow until this season. Look like but until this, because I think Heather and Whitney finna fall out. So it's this
I
gonna be
think
They
they already
good.
already,
fell out.
yeah, they already fell out this last season of Salt Lake City, child. They got into it. They is not friends no more.
Are they back cool? They
Oh
not back
my.
cool.
No, I mean, I haven't seen the reunion, but I don't think they are back cool. I don't.
They gonna get cool just for this damn girl shit. Watch.
I don't know, cause I thought they filmed this last summer, and we've been waiting this whole time for them to release it.
I heard that they filmed it immediately after the reunion, 10 days after the reunion.
After the Salt Lake City reunion.
Potomac is what I heard.
Oh, I thought they filmed it during the summer. You talking about this reunion that just ended?
Let me look it up.
Oh, I thought they filmed. Maybe they got their cast last summer and they didn't film yet. I don't know why I thought they filmed this last summer or something, or early
Maybe so. That
fall.
might be right.
I'm annoyed by the
Yeah.
fact that they put Giselle in the middle, like she actually gonna give something, child. I mean, well, in this setting, she'll give. You don't need a storyline. You just need to argue with people on a girl trip. So
And
I'm
start
sure she'll
miss.
be way more entertaining on this show than she is on her own.
Candace had the locks then, so this had to be before. It was before the season of Potomac started because Candace started Potomac with the locks, right?
I thought she did because she had that horrible eye makeup that I didn't like at the
It was
top of.
probably before Potomac started filming. I think that's what it was. That also might be why she wasn't there in the first episode. Remember,
Oh
she showed
yeah,
up late.
yeah,
Ain't
you
no
could be
telling.
right.
But all right, thank you again for the super chat. Let's move on
Can can
to.
can I?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
This is something different. It's a TV show though. Have y'all seen SWV and Xscape?
Yes. How did I
Yes.
forget all about that? I forgot to talk about
Yes.
that.
I mean, we could talk about it once we finish gossip.
We can.
Yeah.
Or we could
Yeah.
talk about it now so we don't forget.
Let's talk about it now.
Listen, that
Um,
mama raggedy hit. Oh, go ahead.
I forgot all about that. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. Talk about the mama.
So SWV and Xscape coming together to do this show. The ladies are actually literally like not just doing a TV show, they're trying to like go on tour. It's interesting to see SWV like more of a unit because I feel like Coco can have like this huge ego, but they actually like they see the bigger picture, right? They see the
Yeah.
money in it. They
More
they can
professional.
put their BS to the side. Xscape got some problems on some problems on some problems, and it really is showing to me that Tasha is the problem. And I don't even know why she showed up to the team meeting if she wasn't excited about it. Like, I mean, and then she didn't want to speak to nobody. It's just weird. Like, I just don't like her dynamic. Like, I don't know if y'all noticed she kept referencing her sister is not having no money. And I'm like, what is that about? You keep
Yeah.
trying to make it seem like she ain't got no money. So if your sister ain't got no money, then why not do the show so your sister can get some money? Because Tiny and Candy they're gonna be straight. I don't know what else your
Mhm.
sister got going on. So it's like, why not just like let's do this together for your sister, so she could probably get some coins in her pocket, whatever the case is.
She was stealing her money.
I
I
believe
believe she was
that.
stealing her money.
I'm glad she aired that out. And what made me know that she was stealing the money was her reaction to it. When you talk to people and they be like, wow, really? Like when you calling them out on their shit and they don't got no comeback.
The mama
So
knew she stole it too, which is
she
why the mama
did.
said no cameras in my house. Like
And
now it's
period.
no cameras, but it was cameras before when she was saying that you treat her different than Tasha.
And it was cameras when you said that the girl was jealous of her sister. And I'm like, see, you kept up a lot of this bullshit between these girls. All this competitive or whatever they got going on. I feel like the mama is definitely the root of all of this bullshit. It ain't gonna get outside talking about something. She ain't steal no money. She ain't steal no money. Like that
And
lady,
you could
that's
tell
crazy.
Tasha tried to put on her good daughter hat when they met at the house, but when you met her for the meeting and your sister popped up, you didn't give her a hug or nothing. You said, "Oh, thank you," and then as soon as you meet at the house, you talking about, "Oh, we not hugging. Oh, we always gonna be family." You stunting in front of your mama to try to prove a point. You manipulating your mama and thinking that your
Period.
sister is the problem.
Absolutely.
I
No
also
one they stole
blame
that
the
lady
mama.
money.
I blame the mama too because to me when she did that, she jealous. That shit pissed me off because it made me
For
feel
sure.
like and it made me think about it like this, and I could be wrong. But to me, it felt like when Tasha was younger, when everybody was younger in Escape, Tasha was the big girl, right? So it makes me feel like she probably had some insecurity. People said things about her, you know what I'm saying, in comparison to the other girls. Then she go home and talk to her mama. Her mama say, "Oh, but you can sing better than them. They just jealous of you." And so
Yep.
over the years, that's what's been put into her head. They're just jealous of you being a better singer than them. They just jealous. So she don't really take no accountability in her relationships with them because of that. And I think that
Yep.
that's what really ruled her relationship with Candy when they were younger, because Candy was the other one that was kind of like the lead vocalist. Like there were, Candy's parts of the song. I'm trying so very hard. Okay, like Candy's parts. And I think back then, because Candy was skinny, I think that's where her dislike with Candy came from back in the day.
Yeah.
And then now Tamika, I think once that shit happened with the money, Tamika realized her sister wasn't really for her like she thought she was. So now I'm not about to keep dumbing myself down. I'm not gonna not sing to my full capability just so you could feel like you better. Like I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna just be myself. I'm gonna be cool with Tiny and Candy and not follow your lead like I did when we were younger. Like it just kind of feels like a lot of it was her following behind her sister and now realizing that her sister ain't shit.
That's exactly what it seems like. Not, and maybe that's why I think that's why Tasha probably super mad too. That then, Candy and Tamika made up. So I feel like that's another thing that pisses her off. But I think the show is really good. The episode 1 was really interesting. So I'm looking
It
forward to
was
seeing what the
good.
season gives.
Me too. I'm
Mhm.
excited. I love Lily. I just want to say that. I love when Lily was like,
Right?
oh my God, everybody need to put their personal shit. Like, get over it. Like, we trying to make this money.
Right.
Okay.
We
Right.
trying to get this money. We going to Africa. Bye.
Okay.
Period. Didn't they make like what 6 figures going over
Yes.
Yeah,
to
she said it was a
Africa?
Yes.
six-figure job. Or did she say
I'm sorry.
six? Yeah,
Six and a
that's
half.
what she
Six
said.
figures.
6.5
Oh yeah,
It
figures.
was
six and
more.
a
Uh-huh.
half.
So that
Y'all
made me
missing out
think
on money over something
500,000,
small.
500, like 500,000, 500, like half a mil. That's what I was thinking. And
Yeah, I
that
was
was
thinking
Yeah.
that too.
split amongst them. So that's probably like
Mm-hmm.
one something, 100,000 each. Please. Yes.
Hmm.
And back, I remember when they first got their first reality show, SWV. And before, Lily was struggling and shit. You know what I'm
She
saying? So
was. Mm-hmm.
this has been much better for her. Taj is the only one that probably really didn't need the money like that. I think Coco probably needed it more as the years went on and she got divorced from that husband, which happened while they was on the show too. Because their little show
Mm-hmm.
used to be good back in the day.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I remember that.
I'm
I
glad they
like
got
this
over
one
the issue
better though.
too.
I
Me
like
too.
because it's like we getting the best of both worlds. And you know what else? Like I don't know about like. Let me say this. It's giving throwback reality TV. I feel like some of the
Yeah,
reality shows we've been watching ain't been like raw and real lately.
Mm.
like 20. Like what year was it? I feel like reality TV was real good when it used to come on WeTV. Like WeTV was the first big one to me to start cranking
Mhm.
out all the shows. Like when Salt and Pepper had their reality show,
Yes.
I watched
Yeah, I
that.
remember
I
that.
like that, and it's given. Yeah,
Old
it's
school
given
beautiful
like
and bad.
that.
Yes.
Hmm.
It is.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hmm.
I like the show.
Well, I'm glad we talked about that. I completely forgot because I was impressed by that show. That's probably one thing that was actually given this week.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
Hmm. But thank you for the super chat, Jalen. She said, "Hey, ladies, I've been watching y'all since 2017. Y'all are awesome.
Oh, thank
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 you."
you.
you.
And then Disha, yes, they stole that money and their mom benefited from it. Their mother is what's their mother is what a lot of mothers are and do, that older generation.
Mm-hmm.
And
Listen.
then, oh, okay, what a lot of mothers. Thank you. You said the super chat for your correction.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's a
Yeah,
movie.
Bobby
That's
Brown.
on file stuff.
So let's
Yes.
add that to the rotation. The last thing that I really wanted to talk to y'all about was Drew Sidora and Ralph Sidora. I'm playing Ralph Pittman. They both filed for divorce at the end of February. Ralph put in his divorce decree that the marriage ended on February 19th, while Drew put that the marriage ended or the relationship or separation happened on February 23rd. Not Ralph, Drew claims that there was mental abuse, financial abuse, as well as him getting physically aggressive with her, allegedly. Also, he's been spending her money on the multiple women that he's been cheating on her with, allegedly. So the other thing that's is that Drew apparently beat this man down to the courthouse to file by an hour. And I just think it's interesting that, to me, my thought was, okay, both of y'all are going to try to embarrass each other. Like, I think they just simply got so mad to the point to where one of them wanted to embarrass the other, which is why they both ran down there to file against each other. Initially, I didn't think they were going to get a divorce, but now that I know that he filed as well, I feel like a divorce definitely is happening. It's a mess on Instagram. He posted a video of his stepson talking about how he was the best stepfather in the world. I think we talked about that. But y'all feel any type of ways about this?
I'm kind of wondering now, like, could they be teaming up together to bring us a storyline and then turn around and get
Mm.
remarried like Nene and
I
Greg
heard
did?
I don't
a
think so.
filming ended, but then I heard that they resumed filming to capture this.
Yeah,
True.
nah, I think this is something that happened like organically, specifically because it happened once the season was over. I think just something happened that we don't know about in order to
Yeah.
like prompt the divorce. But I don't believe him. I think he cheated on her. I think he used the money to do whatever he wanted to do with it. The I mean, the fact that you're trying to get her out the house, you took those trips without talking. She thought you was in a fucking basement and you was in a whole nother state. So I just kind of feel like Ralph is not to be trusted. And I'm also wondering about Drew, like what was going on with her and Ty. Like
Ooh.
it's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm gonna just say we know what we saw on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and what we saw is Ralph telling his wife she deserved the Lunchable because she wanted to have a conversation about an assistant that he hired that was texting him about massaging him. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm on Drew's side regardless.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely.
crazy.
But this Ty picture,
Mm.
mm, mm.
What's crazy though is this is the same outfit that Drew wore to Ralph's party. So I
Yeah,
was
that's
Correct.
at
like,
Ralph's
what?
party. That's at Ralph's
That
party.
is at his party. Yep, because
Yeah,
Ty
that's
was
at
there.
his party.
Yeah,
Right.
which is
So why did
why
Mimi post this?
because I think something's still going on. Honestly, if something is going on between Ty and Drew and they took this picture at his party, this is the biggest fuck you ever. Like, nigga, I'm at my
Mm,
slide at your birthday party, nigga. And we gonna take a picture and I'm gonna look at the camera like, yeah, nigga, that's right. My slide at your birthday party. And you ain't even know.
that sound about
It's
right. She probably did do
crazy.
that.
Mm-hmm. Smarter than you at this. I don't know why you was playing with me. Ty cute. So I feel like, and then the way that hand is, the way that hand is over the breast. Okay. I'm sorry, but it, in the real, the tent, I don't know. It's just something about the picture that's given, she gonna eat it for
Mm-mm.
lunch. She gonna eat it for lunch.
Wow. Well, I kind of feel like that's what you get because
I
you
do
damn
too.
sure took. I don't believe you went to Tampa just to go down there. I think you went down there to meet with somebody, and that whole situation with the assistant, it could have gotten too far if it hasn't already. So I feel like, hey, it's your turn now. It ain't fun when the rabbit got
Mhm.
the gun.
It's not.
So,
I hope
Mimi
she
always
actually
blessed.
leave.
but
Yes,
you know, men can't take it. They can't take
they
when
can.
they do the same, do that shit. So,
When you do the shit that they do to
Hmm.
you to them. Oh, now they hurt.
right,
Can't breathe and shit.
correct.
You'll be
Want
okay.
to run
Toughen up,
down and get
buddy.
a divorce, try and kick her and the kids out the house.
He ain't shit.
No.
Tight ass shirt.
Well, y'all, that's all I got for this week. Okay. Y'all got anything else to add?
Uh-uh.
Mhm. Can't
All
think of nothing.
right. Well, we hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Ooh Ladies First Panel. Y'all know where to find us. Email us at ooladiesfirstpanel@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ooh Ladies First. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to all of our channels at Bonnie Blue, at Jamie, that's me, and myself at Necey Dixon. Good night.